Morning.
Hey guys, you alright?
Yay. Hi, David. How you doing?
How's it going?
Yeah, all good. Hiding in my man cave this morning,
Love it.
thinking about the nervous system.
That's it. Tim and I wanted to get together this morning just to catch up on our upcoming workshop on March 22nd, Calming the Ascension Nervous System.
And what a topic it is at the moment as well, isn't it? We've how long have we been talking about this for, David? It's been a fair old while now, isn't it? That it's been on the Ascension menu.
Absolutely, yeah. It's something that we've both been dealing with in our personal journeys for at least a couple of years now. But
Yeah.
it really, as much as it is a symptom of everyday life on Earth these days, it's very
Mm.
much a symptom of the ascension process at the moment. It is one of the really common ascension symptoms, should we say, but maybe one that doesn't get talked about so much. We tend to focus on headaches, breathlessness, feeling tired, stuff like that.
Mm.
And you might not necessarily associate a lot of what you might feel from your nervous system with that, but that is very much the case. And it really comes down to the amount of energy that's coming into us at the moment because, you know, our planet is just being bathed in unbelievably high frequency energies from all across the cosmos. It's not like one source from our sun anymore. It's coming in from all directions all the time.
It is. The most interesting part about it is that I don't like using the word warned, but we were warned. Back in December, I don't think we had as much kind of heads up or time to acclimatise as we would do normally. Because I remember the information coming in around kind of October, November, and being then very much kind of brought through in December. How we were reducing like the kind of the buffer space, so to speak, on this planet, where there's all of these mixtures of different vibrations, and they're all kind of like living unhappily amongst each other, sort of bouncing around 3D, 4D, 5D, 6D, all kind of mixed and merged. And then on the solstice, the December solstice, it was like a toothpaste tube, almost like put through the hot gates in that film 300. Like everything goes through the small gap, and on the other side there's one bandwidth of frequency, and everyone and everything on this planet who's stepping into or on the pathway that we're on is subject to the same set of terms and conditions energetically, and we are all having to get used to this very quickly. They weren't joking when they said things are going to change. And what it's done is it's booted probably the majority of us into fight or flight mode on a nervous system level, because the nervous system goes into a state of shock almost when it is presented with a much higher frequency of light to acclimatize to, plus all of the goings on around the planet. We've got a recipe for people being very, very in need of grounding, calming support, the support between all of us, and a general kind of unification of hearts and minds when we're working together as well. It's a very interesting time and moving very quickly too.
Absolutely, and whether you're aware of this affecting your nervous system or not, you probably will have felt the effects of it. Tim mentioned fight and flight mode. Typically when this is happening with your nervous system, you'll either go into one or two states. You'll either become really kind of manic and adrenaline fueled and feel like you can do everything, and you run around and you can't stop, you can't rest,
Yeah.
you can't sleep, your brain can be whirring, all of these different things. Or you can go into flight mode where basically you don't want to talk to people, you go really internal and introverted, and you can switch between the both. You can be going manic until the point that you crash, and then you go flip the other way. And whilst all this is happening, it's putting a massive tax on your adrenals and stuff like that as well, which leads to real fatigue, and it really has an overwhelming effect on the entire body.
It does.
And then even to a point, so technically there's a third stage of that freeze mode where you just completely shut down. You can't do anything. You might not even be able to talk. You just temporarily, your system is basically just completely overwhelmed. And it's so this is why it's so important to learn how to manage these energies. that are coming into us, and how to integrate them properly within our system. And as a part of this, the reason why we're so active with our nervous systems at the moment is because they're being reprogrammed. They were designed. We were born into a world that was one way, and our nervous system adapted to that. We're now in a completely different world, and our nervous systems need to be reprogrammed, restructured, in order to handle all of this light in a suitable manner, so that we can kind of stay within ourselves, stay grounded, stay focused on what we do moving forward. This is why this is kind of so important. And both Tim and I have seen, lots and lots of people, not just us, that are kind of reporting these things. We really felt
absolutely. I think the main thing to remember is that the nervous system that's within our body is very much linked to our psychic brain as well. So the nervous system can feel what the eyes can't see. And so the brain is this incredible antennae that's attuned right the way back up to the top, to our monads, to our oversouls, to everything that's coming in from higher source, and is very aware what we are undergoing, what we've chosen to undertake. So it is calling upon us to make the adjustments to fit into this new lifestyle that we've all dedicated ourselves to, the 5D lifestyle. And the main problem is our resistance to changing within ourselves, changing our habits, changing our pursuit of our daily expenditure of energy. All of these things add up to what we're being asked to do is now look very carefully at our lives and remove the things where we are literally bleeding energy, putting tax and stress upon our nervous systems, taking on or maybe agreeing to things that aren't actually within our parameters of our soul calling, and live by the heart, enact upon self-love. And our nervous system is actually the barometer, the guide as to whether we are living within those states of harmony, or whether we're still applying ourselves to the things that are lighting our systems up like a Christmas tree. And so, although it is uncomfortable, it is also necessary that we take these steps to learn. Some of you listening to this, you might already be ahead of the game. You might have been, oh, I've done this, and I'm feeling okay. I've got my life sorted, and I do the things that feed and nourish my soul. But others amongst us, in fact, I'd say probably the majority, is still in a state of switch and very much in energetic flux. So we're still learning to manage what we have agreed to do within a 5D reality rather than a 3D reality. This switch was always going to be messy, but we didn't know in what way. So here we are.
And that is the critical part of this ascension process that we're going through now. Lots of incredible beings have achieved ascension on this planet before, but most of them have done by living vast periods of their lives in caves or in temples, or they have the luxury of being able to step away from the normal 3D life and do whatever it was they needed to do to get themselves to that point. Our ascension process that we're going through right now is very much about being here, living here. We have to be in the world, especially those of us that are going through this now. Things may change, 5-10 years as we move through the later parts of the processes. But we're here to teach. We're here to be for the people, for the rest of the masses that are waking up. And we can't do that in a cave. We can't do that in a temple. We have to be here right now, which is why we have to juggle the challenges of kids and jobs and bills and all of these different things. All of these 3D things that we have to do to live our day-to-day lives whilst holding that 5D vibration within our hearts, within the rest of us. And that is an unbelievable challenge, and I think
it is
granted sometimes that of what we're actually trying to achieve here. It is an unbelievable feat.
It is.
We're halfway through the process, and we're doing incredible. And the teams, of Highlight are recognizing what we're doing. They recognize the challenge we're facing, and they're here to help. And we've been guided through this workshop. There's a number of teams that are stepping forward to help us with this. as they always do with our workshops, because we can overcome this and we can move through and we can get ourselves to a state of equilibrium and hold this vibration while still walking the dog.
Absolutely. Yeah. Speaking of which, like if anybody has got a spare temple going, might be in the market for it just for a couple of months, or a cave in the
Yeah, rent it
mountains. You
out for
never
the
know.
weekend. Yeah,
Just you said that, I said like, oh, that sounds really appealing.
it does, doesn't
Yeah,
it? Yeah,
it
you're
does
like
sound really
Airbnb
appealing.
with caves popping up everywhere now.
That's right. Yeah, like oh, a temple in the mountains coming
Yeah,
up. Yeah, like it's only a couple of grand a month, but all right, we'll cobble it together somehow, sort of thing. Yeah,
water
that
slots
sounds
for
good.
temple
Now,
learning. Yeah,
exactly. And we've picked a fine date for this as well, haven't we, David? You know, the date that we're going to be working on, the 22nd. We've kind of, all of you who are in the kind of know astrologically will know that we've got the equinox coming up. It's not going to just be any old equinox, of course. It's going to be an equinox with 6 planets in Aries. There's the Saturn that's moved into Pisces, this massive shift, and also there's a lot of energy and impetus and information behind the fact that the 23rd of March is actually the beginning of the true new year, the first day of spring. This incredibly powerful energy is catapulting us through. So the 22nd is going to be a very, very good day. It's a very auspicious window of energy to be working with the nervous system. And we believe that the violet flame is going to be of a massive assistance while we're doing this work. We're going to be working with a group of souls called the MAP Healing Team that are associated with Pan, and many others that are stepping in. I'm sure there'll be some surprise guests on the night as well, won't there, David?
absolutely. This is such a fundamental thing for everyone right now. That's the teams are stepping up to really help us with this.
Yeah, yeah.
So we're not alone.
We're not alone. We're not alone, and it's interesting that in December that we were calling for a dispensation for light workers, but the message has been back, well, the dispensation has to be on the grounds that you're doing the work in order to get yourselves into this disciplined and linear state in the first place. So the work ultimately is down to us. We get the help, we have to do the work, and the work is all focused upon the balancing of our bodies and our systems.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
So Tim and I are switching things up a little bit for this workshop. If you've joined us before, you will have joined via Zoom. This one we are doing on YouTube Live. We really felt like this was an important subject, so we wanted to be able to get it out to as many people as possible. There's a couple of differences. If you sign up, you still come onto our websites and fill in the form and book as normal. What you receive then is an email with a link to YouTube on it. You just click that when you're ready to join the workshop. You can click it any time. You'll just see a countdown to when we start. You click that and you're in, basically. Nice and simple. No software required or anything like that. It should be really easy. It also means before you would have had to have picked whether you want to sign up live or a recording. You don't have to worry about that now. Anyone can join live, but you will also all receive a recording as well. So if you're in a different time zone, you can still watch it whenever is best for you. But if you want to join it live, please come and join us on the night.
We'd love to see you there.
Yeah. So
excellent.
Yeah, really excited for this one. We're really looking forward to it. So that's
me too.
A week today, in fact.
It is a week today, so it'll be next Wednesday. We will be here with you next Wednesday, and with some beautiful work coming through. So look forward to it.
One quick thing actually worth mentioning. I think some places around the world, the time zones have changed. In the UK, we haven't changed yet. So it might be a slightly different time for you than normal. It's worth double checking. But if you come on the event listing on either Tim's website or my website, in the event details section, you'll see an option to check the time in your time zone. You just enter your location and it will calculate it all for you. So yeah,
brilliant.
Worth double checking that one before this one.
It is, because I think the United States will go forwards an hour the week before, and we go forwards on the 26th, don't we? So we'll still be British winter time technically when we do the event on the 22nd.
Brilliant.
Cool.
Well, thank you so much, guys, for watching, and we can't wait to
Yay.
send you.
Yeah. And really looking forward to this one, working with you, David. So we'll see you there. We'll see you in a week's time.
That's it. Can't wait.
Lots of love.
Lots of love to you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye for now. See you soon. Bye.